Hey there, my fellow lunatics, and welcome to Dakon's Madhouse. Hey, would you like a free copy of Corekeeper for yourself or for a friend? Subscribe to my channel and leave a comment with the hashtag MAD4CK and include the device that you play on. Be sure to pause the video here and check out all of the details. Today I'm showing off another ranged build. This build was my favorite range build during early access, and I still love it in 1.0. So let's take a closer look at it. First, we have the entire Ranger armor set. All three pieces drop off of Glurch, or they can also be found by breaking wooden crates in the dirt biome. The set bonus gives us weapon piercing, which is a key part of this build. In the lantern slot, I chose the Pearl Lantern, which is craftable at the Octarine workbench. I like the movement speed that you gain from this item. The glass bead necklace adorns my neck. It is found in large alien tech crates and in the alien battle arenas, both found within the Shimmering Frontier. For rings, I'm using the polished golden spike ring. This can be crafted at the jewelry workbench and requires at least 80 crafting with the skilled jewelry crafter. When fighting bosses, I actually swap out one of these rings for a spine ring, because the spine ring is just really useful against those bosses. The spine ring can be found in seashell chests within the Sunken Sea, or from the Ocean King fossil scene, also found in the Sunken Sea. For my offhand item, I'm using the Hydra Tooth, which can drop off of the Hydra Druidra. And for my backpack, I am using the Scholar Satchel, but in reality, it really doesn't matter what backpack you use for this build, so use whichever one you want. The weapon for this build is the Ricochet Shuriken. This is the other key part of the build. It drops in locked Solarite chests or off of Millipedes in the Shimmering Frontier, or off of the Hydra boss Druidra. It also has a rare chance to drop in golden ancient chests within the music mural scenes. For a little extra damage support, I also have the Tome of the Deep, found in chests and destructibles within the Sunken Sea. In the skill tree, there are a variety of skills that'll help you out, like for example, Gotta Go Fast in the running tree helps to improve your movement speed, and having a better movement speed never hurts. But the ones that really matter are, first in the melee tree, we've got Strength of the Ancients that improves our damage to bosses. Then in the ranged tree, any of these are going to be important, but the ones that really matter are Rapid Shots for that extra ranged attack speed, Keeping Momentum for that extra damage that gets stacked up, and Applied Precision for the extra critical hit damage. Having Weakness Detection is also useful as well, because that'll increase your critical hit chance to 100% periodically, which of course rapidly increases your damage as well. In the cooking tree, we have got the Smell of Food, which improves the damage dealt by me for 20%, and that's very, very helpful. And in the magic tree, True Sight giving us additional critical hit chance also helps. The Owlux is my preferred pet for this build because I can improve my crit chance and get a movement speed boost with this pet. The Ferromoth also works as well, but the lack of movement speed is a bit of a drawback. However, you do gain a boost to your range damage, which does make the Ferromoth extremely useful because this is a ranged build. If you prefer attack pets, I would probably recommend the Subterrier, the Fanhair, or the Embertail, whichever one you prefer. The Subterrier is excellent with defense and his stun attacks, and the Fanhair and the Embertail both do excellent range damage. These are the food buffs that I'm using with this build. For a full breakdown on all of these items, how to craft them, all the details for that, check out my food buff video and skip to the section for ranged food for the stuff that's specific for ranged food, but also be sure to check out the generic section at the beginning. That'll give you the details of the foods that I use in all of my builds. So doing some just general practice tests, you can see the kind of damage and the speed that this build has, especially when you get a whole bunch of stuff proccing like that when everything just kind of goes off at once. Ultimately, this comes out to about a 36,000 max DPS. This build is fast and does a lot of damage, but it is stronger if you have a few seconds to build up the shuriken swarm. For bosses that you have to summon, this gives the build an advantage as you can start spamming shuriken attacks as the boss is arriving. What makes this build unique is the piercing bonus with the ricochet. You can use the Galaxite Chakram or the throwing daggers if you haven't found the shuriken yet, but the shuriken is the best of the ricochet weapons. With the piercing bonus of the ranger armor, you do 2 hits when you throw your weapon, and 2 more hits when the weapon returns. This extra damage adds up very quickly. The build does lack some defenses though, especially since it's using some early game armor. You need to keep your distance and try not to get cornered or overwhelmed. The Subterrier pet can be very helpful in this situation. Do that, and this build sings. I hope you found this video informative and helpful. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for future content, and if you are feeling really generous, please join us on Patreon or become a YouTube member. Your support means the world to me, and I can't do it without you. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. Stay happy, stay healthy, and above all, stay crazy.